2020. Yeah, it's been a crazy ride. I just wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about some of the important things that I've learned this year, some lessons, really difficult lessons that I will definitely carry on for, I think, the rest of my life. Has not been easy for a lot of people, myself included, but you know, I'm grateful for everything I have. I'm really grateful for you guys, and I'm really grateful for this job and you know, being able to work from home. I definitely think this year my priorities in life has definitely shifted. You know, my channel is all about grooming and skincare, and I used to do like the 10-step routine, exfoliate every day. My routine has definitely been minimized. I don't really do like a 10-step routine anymore. I kind of like using multi-purpose easy products now. I really like this Elta MD UV Clear SPF 46. I use it as like a primer, as a sunscreen slash primer. It has no fragrance, very good for the skin. I think people are starting to realize the importance of self-care, and that's something I really resonate with. Like I really have been taking care of my skin more, not overly, you know, exfoliating, not applying too many things on my skin, really just improving my skin barrier and skin health. I also realized my space, like I have decluttered a lot, and I feel like I've let go a lot of things that I thought I needed, but during this trying time, it just doesn't seem important to me. Not just in my space, I guess, but in my social life, like my friends and family. Well, not, you can't declutter your family. Well, my circle has been a lot smaller, and I feel very seen in my small circle. I feel very understood versus trying to please a bigger crowd. I think that gives me a lot of confidence in a weird way, having a smaller circle, because I know I have these core people that I can fall back on, and that's really important. So now that my skin is properly prepped with sunscreen, I'm gonna go in with a medium coverage foundation. This is the Stay Naked Hydromaniac Tinted Glow Hydrator, and it's kind of like a glowy foundation that's also long lasting. Foundation is great for people that want to kind of keep their skin hydrated and glowy as they're wearing foundation. I know a lot of foundation kind of just separates and kind of cracks on your skin if it's too dry. I really like more moisturizing formulas, more dewy, more glowy formulas versus things that set too hard. I feel like that's very uncomfortable on the skin. It contains also skin loving ingredients, just like kombucha, which is a black tea ferment. And black tea ferment has a lot of benefits for the skin, not just like ingested, but also in terms of probiotics and nourishing your natural skin barrier. It's good for people with sensitive skin if they want an antioxidant benefit but can't use products like vitamin C because sometimes it might be kind of irritating. So I really enjoy this. It's a kind of like a medium coverage, and it covers my imperfections, but it still allows my skin to peek through. Now I'm in the shade Light 30. It's almost like a very perfect match. And I start around the inner corner of the face. Fingers, kind of just blend it out. And it applies so smoothly. It's almost seamless, and you can see how it kind of still has that light reflecting properties. So it makes your skin look really glowy. The whole super highlighted and super contour trend is, I don't know, like I feel like that's a little bit more dated now. It's about like fresh flush, fresh glowy skin, healthy skin, treating your skin while you're wearing makeup, and that's a trend that I really love. It also contains marilla oil, so it does moisturize your skin as the day goes by. It kind of blurs your pores as well. It just looks really flawless without looking too flawless. And I use a wet sponge to tap it into the skin so it really fuses with my skin. For this look, I'm gonna skip concealer altogether because I really do want my natural skin to peek through. Another plus for this foundation is that it's also vegan, cruelty free, and it's pretty affordable for such a beautiful foundation. It retails for $29 and it comes in 12 shades. I'm gonna let this sit while I apply my blush. I'm gonna use a cream blush as well, just to melt everything together and kind of make it look more seamless, I guess. I'm gonna go with the Stay Naked face and lip tint. It's seamless. I'm gonna be quite generous with this. because I'm not gonna put too much on the eyes. I've been very in tune with my energy with people, I think. I feel like I've noticed when people give backhanded compliments or they just like try to belittle you. I feel like I noticed that a lot more since being in isolation, and I kind of like that. I feel like before this I was kind of like a people pleaser and I would just take it if people were mean or just toxic in general. But now I kind of like can differentiate between who I want to associate myself with. You know those friends that give you like kind of like backhanded compliments but then they call you best friends? Like I kind of like cut that shit out of my life. Like it's not nice. Or people that you notice gossip a lot and you kind of find that it's weird, but at the same time they don't gossip about you, so you don't have really a reason to dislike them. Now I realize that, you know, if a friend gossips about another friend in front of you, they probably are doing the same thing behind your back, so I just avoid that altogether. And I also think like I have such a bad relationship with perfectionism. Like I don't start something until I can do it perfect, which is really bad because nobody does anything perfectly, right? Like I've noticed that I try not to start a workout unless I have like a full 1 hour workout. But it's actually better to do a 20-minute workout or like a 10-minute workout versus not working out at all, right? Things don't have to be perfect to be good. Sometimes you can do things for the joy of it without wanting a perfect outcome, and that was really hard for me to accept. I used to think I like failed if I couldn't finish a yoga with Adrian video, and I feel like that's kind of like toxic perfectionism, you know, and it permeates to your entire life. Like I think procrastinating, if you procrastinate a lot like me, I procrastinate all the time, it's because I realized that I just avoid it because I'm afraid I'm not gonna do it right. I also definitely think that I have neglected myself, my mental and physical health. This year I cooked a lot more, worked out a lot more, but not in the way that's like, oh, I need to be perfect, but more like, oh, I am so grateful for what my body can do. So gratitude has been a big theme in my life. I'm gonna set everything with this Urban Decay all-nighter. I only set the use the powder where I only use powder where areas like around my nose and around my forehead a little bit, but I like having this sheen, this kind of like beautiful shine. So I just do that, and that's good enough for me. I just love how this foundation sits on my face. The skin looks really nice and healthy. It also lets like some of my small freckles peek through. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but in person it's very flawless, natural. To look good on camera, sometimes you gotta contour a little bit. I use a smaller brush now and I just go with the lighter shade because if you contour too much, it kind of like defeats the whole flush skin look or the no makeup look. So I just like go right here where if I take photos, it could cause a little bit of a shadow. Kind of like my trick to having a nice jawline. It's not like contouring the entire jawline, but rather only the lines. So you can kind of have a line there. I also think this year my productivity and toxic productivity has improved a little bit. I find myself being able to rest more versus worrying so much about being productive all the time. I used to be that person that, I hate to say it, but used productivity as a personality trait. Like when people ask me like, oh, what are you doing? I'd be like, oh my god, I'm so busy and I have a bunch of stuff to shoot. I have people to see. I'm going out this weekend. That used to be me. Being productive is not a personality trait. Being kind, funny, caring, intuitive, and witty, those are personality traits. Being busy all the time is not a personality trait. I don't know who needs to hear this. I think now when somebody asks me what I'm doing, I can just say I'm staying home to rest without feeling bad. And that's me putting my boundaries down, right? Using isolation as an excuse-ish. Well, it's not an excuse, it is like a real thing, but you know, sometimes people don't respect your boundaries. Now I can kind of assess what I value in life a little bit more, identifying what you value first and then what you need to do to accomplish that, right? So for me, it's like I value my mental health because, you know, it's been rocky during this time. So what I need is alone time and maybe journaling, and what I can do to honor that is blocking time out and telling somebody that, hey, I need time alone and this is what I need to do. It's difficult to navigate that at first, and if you live in a close-knit cultural environment, and I know a lot of you guys at this time will be living with family or friends, that's totally understandable. I think communicating that is important. This year I went through a breakup and lived on my own for the first time in my life. It's not easy. It definitely wasn't easy. I felt very lonely. Well, I felt very alone. I wouldn't say I felt very lonely because I have a lot of friends that love and care for me, but I definitely did feel like alone, I guess. This is the first time in my entire life that I've lived alone. So it was definitely an adjustment, like relying on myself and not relying on other people. Being with myself with my own mind, that's something I had to learn to do. And if you've come from a codependent relationship or codependent family like I did, my relationships were very enmeshed. My family dynamics growing up was very enmeshed. We didn't really know how to navigate boundaries. We didn't have the language to express boundaries, right? So coming from that to living alone this year really was a shock. I found myself not knowing what to do with myself. I found myself kind of just wandering and lost. But that was really, really important for me to learn that you do need time alone to figure out what you want with your life. You do need time alone to come to conclusions about your life and really understand yourself. And for me, a big thing for me was realizing that I identify more as a non-binary person. I only could have come to this conclusion or realized that about myself by being alone and not caring so much about what other people think or what society thinks. Because if not for this year, I wouldn't have realized that a lot of the pressures and expectations put on me were societal and not my own. This lip tint by Apieu, Juicy Pound Tint. It's under my lips, just for that freshly popsicle type of look. Honestly, you can stop here for no makeup, or you can add mascara, just like a light coat. But I want to do a kind of like an underline wing because why not? Like I said, I don't want to be in that perfectionist mindset anymore. One big thing this year is learning gratitude. I'm always grateful for what I have, always, because I think gratitude is such a powerful and underrated emotion. A lot of people focus on finding joy and finding happiness, but I think gratitude is the way to happiness. Gratitude is kind of like the path, like happiness is like the goal, but gratitude is the entire path. Being grateful for your friends and family will show you how loving and how amazing they are. Being grateful for your body and your health will in turn translate into you taking care of your health and your body. Being grateful for what you have will always ensure you have enough. Definitely giving me very TikTok e-boy with glowy skin vibes. I didn't intend for it to go this way, but I really think like clean skin and a clean liner really looks good. I actually really dig this look. Like my skin looks so healthy. I use these like suvabeauty water liners to practice because they come up easier than regular liners. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I really appreciate it. I love you guys so much, and I want to say thank you for always affirming me and being and letting me be who I want to be with you guys. Like, you guys are so supportive, and I want to give that back to you in terms of space, words, and type of encouragement. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.